Hey guys, I'm a new YouTuber. I'm trying to make the videos a little bit better and I messed up. I used OBS and the quality came out really bad. I didn't realize I have to change the resolution because I'm on a huge TV screen, as you can see. So basically, I just did not want to remake this video. I can't make it again the same way. And the IPO is coming out tomorrow. I just figured I'm just going to post it for whoever's interested. I know people are interested, and people are going to be investing in this. So just wanted to give a little bit more information as I learned a little bit more about the IPO today. And I think it's quite an interesting opportunity. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I apologize again for the quality and thanks for checking it out. I'll be reviewing Airo for the last time before the IPO tomorrow. If you're watching this, I'm excited. I hope you are. I'm invested in it. If you can see, wearing my Tesla plaid shirt. Speed. Let's go to the moon with this one. I actually am pretty bullish on it. We're going to talk a little about it. Why it could possibly 6x if what happens with Voyager happens with Airo, and possibly even more than that if it does the same as Circle. So let's just jump into what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to go over what the new Trump bill has means for Airo's IPO. We're going to look at their S1 a little bit, and then we're going to go over their actual business, what they do, what are the different four segments that they're in, and just kind of review a little bit about those websites. So yeah, without further ado, we'll jump into it. But first of all, my name is Matan. New here on YouTube, just kind of talking about stocks, random different companies I like. And yeah, if you're watching this, please check out more of my stuff. I'm going to just be jumping through different companies. And I would like to go live stream on Airo's IPO, but I need 50 subscribers. So if you're watching this today, if you could please subscribe, I would love that. And I could go live and we'll check out the IPO together. So anyways, let's just kind of jump into things. All right, first let's talk about the numbers. I actually made a big mistake on my last video thinking their valuation's like 50 million. They're actually at 300 million. Quite a difference, I know, but even at 300 million, we could possibly 6x. I thought at 50 million, we could 2x, and if you watch that video, you'll understand why. Funny enough, now at 300 million, I'm more bullish, thinking we could 6x. I'll give you the thesis on why that is. Although the numbers of this company do not look good, they're actually losing money if we look at their balance sheet. But I'm not going to jump into all that boring stuff. Let's just look into their four segments here. 75 million, 9 million, and 4 million for these three. And eVTOLs make no money yet. Makes sense. Almost like every other eVTOL company, although some of them are valued at multiple billions. Except what I don't like is Hover. You know, Hover is valued, what's their market cap like? We're at like Hover's market cap 43 million. So, you know, that's like a 90% drop almost from the 300 million. But Airo is not just in eVTOLs, they're in other segments. So let's talk about those. The thing I don't like though is with these three segments, they made just under 90 million. And it looks like in 2025, these numbers are actually less. So that's not a good sign. But from 2023 to 2024, they actually doubled. This was like, it went from like 40 to 80-ish million, but now we've come to a halt. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe that's also a reason why they delayed the IPO. This was initially going to happen in April. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about that and why this actually could be good. If this was going to happen in April, there would have been, I don't know when CoreWave IPO'd, but Circle would have been after the IPO. And right now, Airo is the only IPO to anticipate for people on, you know, trading on Robinhood, and there's no other ones after that. So I think people might really FOMO into this because there's no other opportunities, and people may have missed Circle thinking, they'll get the next one, but there is no next one. So this gives me pretty bullish signs for Airo just for the like first day of IPO. It might just really go up a lot. Let's check out Voyager Technologies. This is quite relevant because this just IPO'd literally yesterday. It went from $30 to $60. It 2x'd in a day. And this was not on Robinhood. So, I mean, what's nice about Robinhood is they have a lot of purchasing power, access to a lot of people to buy the IPO. The fact that Voyager was not on Robinhood, yet it able to 2x, going from a market cap of like a 1.5, 1-ish something billion to this 3, it It was maybe even at 4 billion at one point. That's impressive. So I want to take and do some simple math with this. Let's say it was half the amount, okay? 1.5 billion, to be even conservative, half of 3. When it was at 60 bucks, it was probably 4 billion. So let's say 2 billion, but just to be conservative, $1.5 billion was inputted in this company from yesterday to the next day. And let's also break down that why does a company IPO? To make money. Otherwise, what's the point? They should go to investors in the private market. The whole point is that they're going to you in the public market, right? And so let's just look real quick at Airo. In this IPO, somewhere on here, it mentions that they're looking to make 100 million, looking to fundraise at least 100 million on the acquisition. If their shares they're only issuing 5 million shares at what was $14 to $16, that would have been $70 to $80 million. So they would have had to still raise more money. Now, the fact that their IPO has dropped to $10, let's see, where is it? Here, we're offering 5 million shares. At $10, their IPO is only going to make them 50 million. If their goal is to make 100 million, I mean, the price has to go up. At $14 to $16, they're not even there yet. To make 100 million, they need to get to $20. So that's where in my last video I talked about a 2x scenario. Where I'm talking about the 6x scenario is if their current market cap is 300 million. Also, I mistakenly talked about that, thinking that means the market cap is 50 million. To get to 100 million, we got to double. 5 million is only being sold to us investors in the IPO. 25 million, I didn't realize was already, it's already there for the company, for the CEOs, for, the company itself. They don't just sell 100% of the company. So if you watch my last video, I maybe mistakenly was misled there. So what that means is they're a $300 million market cap, give or take, maybe 400 million. It's a rough estimate. It depends because they have outstanding shares, and then it depends if we're IPOing at $10 or $12. But if you take Voyager, who got $1.5 billion in their IPO yesterday, and you add that to the $300 million market cap we're sitting at, 1.5 billion inputted into if you add that, we're at 1.8 billion. 1.8 billion divided by the 300 million market cap, if you're able to lock in the shares at that market cap, at the $10 price, then that's literally a 6x from 300 to 1.8 billion. So that's where it gets a little interesting. And the fact that Voyager was not even on Robinhood. Where it gets even more interesting is if we look at Circle, which, let's be real, Circle was very anticipated. How is Circle's? Well, Circle got like 15 billion. I don't know what their ticker is, but they got like 15 billion injected in the IPO, pretty much like a 10x from Voyager. And Circle was, here it is. Circle was launched on Robinhood, so the fact that it made 10x the IPO of Voyager just says something, like Robinhood has purchasing power. Now, Circle was very much anticipated. It's a multi-billion-dollar company, and I don't think Airo Group should be a billion-dollar company. We'll talk about and look at their website in a second and why I'm a little bit worried. But really, I'm just looking at this as a short-term play. The fact that there's no other IPOs to anticipate on Robinhood, people might really FOMO into this because the last ones went really well. And this is only a really small market cap, 300 million. I mean, if only a billion was added, you're going to really multiply your money here. So this could be interesting, but I really think after the IPO, it might sell off big. So if you're in it for the long term, I would just be cautious and probably wait for a dip. But I don't know about long term. This is more of a company based on the news right now. So drones is pretty hot stocks right now. And this is, drones is the first thing you see on their website, and it is their main income source. So it is a good sign. Also, something else about the drones, they have in this bill, we have vertical takeoff and landing, which is why all the eVTOL companies have been really popping off, but specifically for cargo, transport, and medical response, which is quite interesting. Let's just jump into their website now right away. It looks like they're eVTOL company. They work with a company called Jaunt Air Mobility. Actually, let's break it down a little bit simpler. They are a consolidation company. Airo, the reason they're called group holdings is because they don't do stuff themselves. They acquired 6 companies, and those 6 companies, these are like 4 of them. I don't understand the other 2 ones, to be honest. I think they're within them or something, maybe. But these are the 4 companies. Jaunt, the most interesting one, the eVTOL space. And I think it's just interesting because for this company alone, like this might be valued at a lot, even though their website sucks. But just because eVTOLs are really hot right now, this might really make the stock pump. But let's just briefly check their website. Everything looks like a toy. These honestly look, they don't even look like flying cars. They look like helicopters. So I actually really don't like their website and their product. Look at this horrible photo. I mean, this is literally like a toy. So I am really, I don't know where they're taking this. They're working here with some nice companies, but you know, there's nothing on this website that makes me bullish. No careers. I mean, if you're in the eVTOL space, this is like the biggest thing right now. You should be hiring. There's so much to do. But it's nice that they're in Dallas, Texas, so this bill applies to US based companies. But whatever, let's jump into the more interesting space, the drones. I mean, not whatever. This honestly might make the stock pump, but for no real good reason. There's really no revenue and nothing interesting going on there other than the news for eVTOLs to allow it to pump. Here, the drone sector, this is their only nice website. Not even nice, it's decent. All right, let's be honest. It's okay. It functions. It has images, kind of describes the company. What's cool about them is they make drones that are, first of all, unmanned, of course, but unpiloted, I think. They just fly around, almost like a UAV in Black Ops, right? In Call of Duty, you just kind of throw it and it gives you surveillance. You don't have to actually maneuver the drone with a remote control, which is an interesting approach. And it's good for military. Also, I believe there's no GPS in the drone, so they can't be like tracked and taken down. So they're really good for surveillance and, really good for military purposes, which is really good for the wars right now. Like I don't know if this is like an image in Russia, Ukraine. If US gets in a war with Iran, there is a lot of economic factors that could make Skywatch very interesting. Now, this company only works with 2 customers, the DoD and with NATO. So, interestingly enough, ChatGPT said that it is a concern. 72% of the revenue is from 2 clients. So if they lose a client, that's loss of a lot of money possibly. But those 2 clients, they don't switch people that easily. So I wouldn't be too concerned there. I mean, if you look at Palantir also, they're like a $300 billion company with like 300 clients. So only the fact that they have 2 clients, they can be a $1 billion company probably. And and we didn't talk yet about, did we talk about yet? No, we didn't talk too much yet about the training. Um, so this company, this website is terrible. I don't fully know what the company does. They do training for military, but the fact that they have connections to the military, they work with them, they have a good reputation with them, says that they can get more military clients, probably for whether it be for the drones or for eVTOLs, which looks like they're not going to be building eVTOLs for like, basic passengers like you and me to fly from one place to another like Ubers. They are air taxis, but I think, where did I see it? Maybe on John's website. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. First of all, what's interesting is they're trying to innovate by like having, I don't know, being more silent or something, but I really don't know. It's kind of all possibly bullshit. Other companies are already working and have a working flying car or copter. But where was I going with this? That that interestingly enough, this whole space could take off. And we were talking about Skywatch having 2 customers. Oh, yeah, well, the eVTOL, I don't know where I was going with this, But the eVTOL space, oh, that's right. They can work with the military with the eVTOL space and sell. They're not going to be doing just basic Ubers and stuff. They're going to be doing like um, military type of helicopters, I guess you can say. Because I don't even want to call this a flying car. So, they'll be kind of transporting people in the military, and the fact that they work with the military. This is really the only benefit of this company that I wanted to mention. The 4 million in revenue is absolutely nothing, but just the fact that they have the connects means that they could have the connects for Jaunt Air Mobility to work with the military rather than, an HOVR or someone else. Although still bullish on HOVR, and they're, I think, much much better, of course, than Jaunt. But the fact that they have the connects and the team is really really good. They have a the CEO is 35 years in aerospace. Everyone here is in aerospace. They have a helicopter guy. They have a lot of really interesting people on their team. So let's just jump into the last and most interesting part, the drones. Oh no, we talked about that, Skywatch. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Is there anything else? We have avionics, electronics. I think we talked about that. That's boring. And the training, why that's relevant with the connections of the military. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We talked about the market cap, their low revenue, and that they're not loss. They're actually losing money, which is not a good sign, obviously. And but the one good sign that I liked that I saw here is that they have a 180-day lock period for the insiders. So, they're not going to be dumping on IPO day, which is great actually. And the fact that they're on April 17th supposed to launch with all the tariffs and they didn't, and now people had time to learn about them and hear them again, and now it's actually a better time with with the executive order taking place. This could be a really, really hot IPO. Honestly, this could be the biggest IPO of the year. I actually think so. I think it could be, Duolingo is up 37%. If this 6X, I mean, that's 600%. And Circle, I mean, got like $15 billion. So, I mean, we are just 6Xing based off 1.5 billion like Voyager. Look, everything I'm saying is all speculations. There's really no reason this should be a billion-dollar company. In fact, it shouldn't be. It's just because FOMO and all of this like crazy valuations going on right now. And the market really is hot. I think the market is really due for a correction, but we might be really at the peak of the market right now. I'm not selling everything. It feels like I should, but all I'm saying is if we are at the peak, this IPO is probably going to skyrocket because, I mean, I almost see no reason it should dump. Like, really. Now, the more I think about it, the more I like it. There's really no reason it should dump. If insiders can't dump on you, um, who's selling? People are only buying on IPO day. I don't know how, unless insiders dump, I really don't know how this could go down. So, for many reasons, this looks very, very interesting. And I'm definitely going to be following this IPO. Please subscribe. I would love to go live and talk about this on IPO day. I can't go live until I have 50 subscribers. If I hit that before IPO, that'd be awesome. And I will go live. You can check my stuff out. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Stay thinking, question everything, and peace the fuck.